Hey guys, welcome back to another Hardware Canucks review. We are checking out two fan controllers from BitFenix today, the Hydra Pro and the Recon. Fan controllers are very popular within the modding community. Most of the time it adds to the creative appearance of the case, and monitoring those temperatures and noise levels are a must for many enthusiasts. So let's first take a look at the Hydra Pro. This is a 5¼ inch compatible main mount with 5-channel fan control with up to 30 watts per channel. This is good news for enthusiasts who are mounting powerful fans. And just for reference, these standard 120mm fans that you see here, they move about 42 CFM and draw a maximum of about 2 watts per channel. So now you can really see how much headroom there is per channel for a much more powerful fan. The front faceplate is covered with BitFenix's soft touch coating, which does add a nice quality feel. We have a white LED to indicate power, the 5 sliders, and the LED on and off switch for the fans. All of the sliders have a really nice smooth motion when adjusting the speed. This contributes to the overall quality of this unit. However, the knobs that sit on the sliders can be removed when changing the speed. This doesn't disturb the function of the sliders, but a tighter fit would have been better. But on the bright side, such low profile design allows compatibility with cases that have front panel doors that open. In terms of connectivity at the back, we have 5 LED connectors that would be used with compatible fans. This would allow the LED button on the front to switch them on or off. Then we have the 5 3-pin fan connectors with proper labels that are on the fan headers. Great for organization during the build. They are fairly long, which would allow the wiring without any extensions. And we have the dual MOLX connections for power. And lastly, all the connectors can be removed in case you need to limit your cable clutter. So let's put it to the test. I've connected 5 fans and notice the fan controller doesn't turn off the fans completely at its lowest power. I would say the sliders really give the user flexibility between low, medium or high speeds. And also the fan power is reflected by the brightness of the fan LED. And I also wanted to mention that if you want to fully utilize a fan controller, I would recommend using higher speed fans, something around 2000 RPM or even higher, just to have the flexibility of proper speed adjustments. Because if you are using standard 1000 RPM fans, switching between the maximum and the minimum power will not be that noticeable. Well, alright, enough with the Hydra Pro, let's check out the Recon, which BitFenix claims to be the first internet-connected fan controller. This one is a touchscreen fan controller, also a 5¼ inch bay mount with soft touch coating for the front plate. And the screen size here is 4.7 inches diagonally. Unfortunately, the height of the screen is not even an inch, so there isn't much room to work here. There is a large bezel around the screen, so minimizing that for a larger display would have been ideal. This is also a 5-channel controller with up to 10 watts per channel. Still pretty good for an enthusiast build, but don't expect anything too powerful, like the Treeberg fans for example that require 12 watts. So checking out the touchscreen, here we have a very bright bluish interface. We are using the Recon in manual mode. Selecting the first channel and pressing the digital fan will highlight the speed, and then you can adjust that with plus and minus signs. Each of the channels can be adjusted in increments of 10, and you can shut off the sound as it does tend to get a bit annoying. And this is a pressure sensitive display, so using your pen or anything else will work just as fine. There's no brightness adjustments, but you can shut off the screen by holding down the power button for 3 seconds and press anywhere on the display to wake up the controller. One major disappointing aspect of the Recon are the viewing angles. Now, I'm not expecting this to be an IPS panel, but you can't make anything on the screen unless you're directly at the front of the controller, and unless you have your desktop at eye level, it's not very practical. But on the brighter side, we have temperature monitoring and an alarm system for each of the 5 channels with either Celsius or Fahrenheit, which is monitored by the temperature sensors included on the controller. And the rest of the cables include 5 3-pin fan connectors, dual MOLX for power, and USB ports that allow the network link. And this is actually quite cool, very innovative. You download the drivers off the website from BitFenix, and you get all the same options as you do on the actual fan controller by using your web browser on your desktop or a mobile device with internet connection. So you can adjust the speed, you can set the alarms, create different profiles, and you can also shut down the Recon service completely with the shutdown monitor button. For some reason, Recon service did not work for me with Internet Explorer. Now, in terms of functionality, monitoring the temperatures and adjusting the fan speed right from your Explorer is very convenient. You don't have to wiggle with the small display on the controller. But having the ability to connect your mobile device to this service makes things a bit more interesting. That's because you can monitor and control the fan speed while you're on the go, as long as you have internet connection. It could be useful for server type systems, just to make sure everything stays nice and cool. Instructions are very simple, you just have to make sure to allow the link in your firewall, and if you are using a mobile device while not at home, you have to enable port forwarding in order to get connected. Alright, so let's recap. What we have here with the Hydra Pro is a low profile 5-channel high wattage fan controller that has great feedback sliders that rings in at an excellent value of $35. My only critique are the falling out knobs on the sliders. I wish BitFenix would have done a bit more in terms of quality control. And the Recon has a fairly decent touch interface 5-channel control with temperature monitoring and internet connectivity that you can use on your desktop instead of reaching for the fan controller itself. And the ability to use the Recon service while you're on the go is very appealing and works great. Now there are several things that bother me, screen size is one of them. All the buttons do seem to be cramped in and a smaller bezel would have been better. Also the viewing angles are very limited and you can only make of things when looking directly from the front. So to conclude, the Hydra Pro is on the right track for delivering all the practical functions we need in a fan controller and deserves a damn good value award. And the Recon does offer something we haven't seen yet, and that's on-the-go control, and we're giving it the Hydra Canucks Damn Innovative Award. And that is it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next one.